Hey guys, it's July 29th. This is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. I don't know if I'm going to attach the first part. I kind of got 3 minutes into it and my phone just heated up so much. It was burning my hands and it just cut out. So I was trying to make a vehicular. I got some vehicular stalking, but I guess I'll just do a whole new video. I don't think I'll attach that because it was only 3 minutes. But I wanted to basically say, last night was horrible. I have some good news, so bear with this first part of it, guys. I was on some conference calls which were good, and I made that video a couple of nights back, I think 2 nights back, where they were with remote neural monitoring trying to stifle my lung function, and so I'd wake up gasping for air. I figured out, talking to another friend, why they did that. It's because I made my enclosure and I've been putting aluminum on it, aluminum foil and thermal blankets, copper mesh, but it is pretty tight in there. And I realized that yesterday that he was trying to suffocate me in there with the remote neural monitoring, because then my parents would quit. And there's an Old Dominion truck. See a lot of Old Dominion trucks, and AT&T. See a lot of AT&T with a trailer on it. But what he was doing is if he would suffocate me in there, then my parents would question it. They'd be like, "Oh, he's he just suffocated himself. He made this enclosure and he ended up suffocating himself." So last night what I did was, I slept on the mattress in the other room, and I slept for like 12 hours, and there's a EMS worker right there from the Fusion Center. I need medical attention right now, but he's not coming to help me, and nor could I call anybody and get help. He's just driving around me to say, to patrol me and watch out for me as I'm being murdered. So I went and I slept on the mattress in the other room, which didn't have anything over it, and I kind of had my little helmet on. I'm going to stop this light because the arrow stopped. I've really got to check on my brakes because all these light stoppages, are wearing on my brakes. So I had my helmet on for maybe the start of the night, but I took it off, and they just started kind of switching off on sides of my face. So like I'd wake up I slept from midnight to about 1, and I'd wake up kind of intermittently, and I'd feel like a lot like somebody was sticking a knife in the left side of my head, and then I woke up, this morning feeling the right side, like somebody was sticking a knife in there, like a hot microwave knife. I'm gonna try and make this. I don't know if there's somebody coming in. So they just switched off on sides of my face. The point I was making when my video went out on the last one is these people, my phone is heating up again. This thing that they're doing to me now, there is somebody up above me shooting directly down really close to me. Just shoot, I'll be sleeping and he just has an ELF gun just shooting into my face. The danger here is that, this is all dangerous, so I'm not trying to downplay just the entire program being the most dangerous thing that I've ever known of in my life. Something akin to the Holocaust and just setting the city on fire, dangerous like that. But why it's even more dangerous than the most dangerous thing I've ever known of in my life is that the first thing that it's so dangerous is because microwave radiation and directed energy is invisible. So when they're hitting you with this stuff, they can be really, really damaging your body. But the people around them, helping them or watching it or whatever, and even people who don't know about it, they don't see anything. It's invisible, right? We all know that. And so it's invisible, so if they're really hurting you and you're complaining about it, man, it's like knives in my skull, and just it, nobody can see it, it's invisible. So they're just like, oh no, he's just he's being overly dramatic about it. But then you add in having like a couple of remote stations. Like, let's say, Lynn, my organizer, let's call him Lynn because his name's Lynn. He will have a remote station on me, hit me, and then the guys next door to him, who I used to live by, they'll have a remote station on me, and then this guy right above me will be shooting ground weapons right at my face. So you got 3 positions shooting this invisible energy at me, and my phone is really heating up. It's probably gonna go out. I guess they're really trying to stop my videos now, which is a good sign. A lot of good stuff is happening in the target individual community. We are coming to some really good awareness and stopping this. But the danger of like 3 places shooting you with this kind of equipment and microwave radiation is that if you kind of look back to, like I guess in the Revolutionary War or before that, they'd have firing squads and they would have 5 guns aimed at one person, and only one of the guns would be loaded with real bullets, but they'd all think that they were killing the person who they were shooting. It's kind of the idea with this, because what you do is you have a bunch of people shooting directed energy at you, and if you die or something like that or get really hurt, which I am being really hurt, they can all just kind of say like, well, I don't know, we didn't have ours up that much, it must have been one of the other 2. So he's really set it up to be a real big coward, even kind of departing from how big of a coward he is before that, which is a huge coward, he's a huge coward. So I guess my point is that Lynn is a huge coward, and that's my main point for that. But it's dangerous when they get a bunch of different people in different locations who may be helping each other out. Because if something really bad happens to you, they're like, oh, well, I didn't have mine up a lot. They must have been those other guys. So it takes this very dangerous idea of, invisible directed energy, and then it keeps adding danger to it because it's not accountable. It's not accountable at all. It's not transparent at all. So it becomes even more and more dangerous. And these cowards, they find more and more dangerous ways to murder their survivors. I will be called a survivor, and I know all y'all out there will too. So we got to hang in there. This is coming to a close. Now I want to get into the hopeful news. One of my TI friends, had given me this news, and then I got it straight from the horse's mouth. At a conference call after that. David Voigts, he did a local newspaper interview in Indiana, and then he was contacted 4 times by the Associated Press, and so the Associated Press has done, an interview with him and then follow-up questions. And I've got to kind of hurry on this video. It's getting really hot. I'm not sure if the camera is going to go out. But David Voigts, and maybe Lynn's doing that because I keep saying his name, because I said his name. Well, I will continue to do that. My main organizer's name is Lynn, and I hope people can maybe people from DHS Fusion Centers are watching my videos, and they can kind of add things up. I will not say his last name. He does have a family. He has a wife and daughter, so I do not want to put them in any harm's way at all. They don't have anything to do with this. She's really trying to stop him. And people tell me about the looping and stuff like that, and I think there's some of that. There's some automation, but she really is trying to stop this. Which he's not, because he doesn't respect anybody, even his own family, but she is a very good person, and obviously, they have innocent family. So they're innocent people. But I will say his name, and hopefully DHS Fusion Center, somebody that watches these can add things up to where I lived and what's going on. But I will not say his last name. Just because a lot of variables. So David Voigts, he has spoken to the Associated Press. That's a big deal. I think that the Associated Press is like, it is a national newspaper, but I think that it also is kind of like Reuters, in which it gives its news stories out to other national newspapers or local papers. So if they end up printing that, and they end up getting it kind of down the news line of this ex-naval officer talking to them, David Voigts, then you know, it'll be a huge jump, because it'll be a very, very credible source. And I'm not saying Timothy Trespass is a very credible source. I know he's a target individual, but he's been hit for a long time. Timothy has been hit for years. You know, like me. It'd be like me doing an interview where they could, you know, they could maybe be able to discredit me. But an ex-naval officer, you know, that's a lot harder for them to discredit. And that would be a huge step in the right direction for us. There's a lot of this stuff going on, you know, just so much activism, and, you know, the TI community. We're trying to come up with better ideas. I'm trying to come up with better ideas, because it doesn't look like I'll be sleeping much. So I'll have a lot of time to come up with ideas. I am trying to kind of hold down the fort with my charity work, but I'm gonna, you know, I'll be talking to my mom and, you know, finishing things out, you know, finishing things out in a good way, so I can focus on this. She understands. I've told her about, you know, a lot of this stuff and what I need to do. And if I'm going to do it peacefully and I'm going to do it right, I need to focus on it, because we're almost at the end here, guys. We're almost at the end here where awareness is coming out, where people can get help if they've been hurt from this stuff. So don't give up and don't lose hope. You know, my main organizer's hitting me super hard with this stuff. And the event that happened, I think it happened 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago that happened, my targeting picked up, and he still kind of hit me really, really hard in the middle, but my vehicular stalking isn't so bad. So I'm seeing the portents and the signs that this guy's trying to wrap things up because he's not sure what's going to happen. And that's a really good sign. It's a bad and good, just like everything in this. But hopefully we're getting to a point where the good news will be just good. You know, and I've heard a lot of other TIs saying they're getting hit really hard. It's a bad and good sign. It's a bad sign because we're being hurt, but it's good because it tells that these people who are hitting us, they're not very certain of their own future, of being able to keep these weapons and stuff, and they're trying to kind of finish things out. So just hold on to hope, guys. Keep defended. Okay. Oh, my phone's getting really hot. I'm just gonna go till it turns out. I'm trying to think if there's any other really good news. I did, you know, that the thing, an older TI who's had this happening to her a long time gave me some really good advice last night. She gave me something I could take for lung function. I don't have it with me. I'll put that on the next video, because she's a seasoned TI, so she knows what she's talking about. But it's something I didn't think about when I was little. My grandparents would put mentholatum on my nose and my chest, and you know, just so I could breathe, so those passages could breathe easier. So if you are experiencing some of the remote neural monitoring where it does kind of stifle your breathing, mentholatum can open those passageways. So I'll be getting some of that. I think I'm even going to get some, since we're so close, you know, my phone's getting really hot again. It's probably about to go out, guys. But I'll go ahead and put out, you know, as much of it as I can. Kind of shaky. I wonder how much of this has been shaky. Yeah, they hit me pretty bad last night, guys, on both sides of the head, to where it just felt like you know, on the left side and the right side, just kind of chewed up muscle and nerve. It felt like it went deeper, you know. So I might be kind of talking loud right now. It seems like that. There's a one light truck right there, black truck. So it's good to just get as much. We need to make some pushes here, and I mean peaceful pushes. And we're going to come up with some even